Hi guys, it's Rike and welcome to another video. If you're new here, my name is Rike and I review with activewear. So if you're into that kind of stuff, you just keep watching. Today, I thought I would talk about my favorite activewear / leggings fabrics. When I pick the leggings that I want to wear for a specific workout, I usually pick something that I know feels good, right? Like it feels good on my skin. I just like how it feels. I like how it compresses me, how it hugs me, and how it stays with me, right? If that makes sense. So I was trying to figure out what leggings I tend to go for most because of the fabrics. And I found 3 top picks, basically. I was trying to think about more, but after that, it becomes a little bit more like, oh, it's because I like the color or all because I like the fit of it. But these specifically, I mean, I like more things about it, also the colors and the fit and whatever. But also here, the fabrics just feel top notch. And I figured we'd just talk about these leggings. So I picked 3 leggings. I also have them in more colors. Of course, if something is good, you have to buy more of it, right? But I figured we would talk about it. We would also talk about, why the fabrics feel so good and what I like about them. And I will, of course, try those leggings on for you. So yeah, it's only 3 leggings today. 3. But that should be enough. And you already saw a glimpse of this color. But we will start with these leggings. So these are, you can probably guess it already, the Buffbunny collection Legacy leggings. I think this is the turquoise color. Or what other color was it? No, it's not aqua dream, something like that. Anyway, because I don't think it's turquoise. It's actually the other one from the Dream House collection, which we got 2 years ago, I believe. Is it already 2 years? Crazy. Anyway, it is a turquoise color. And yeah, these are the Legacy leggings. They are kind of my all-time favorite because I love a lot of the features of it, but also because I think the fabric feels really, really, really good against the skin, and it just makes the leggings feel good. Yeah, just also on the body. They've done different leggings in this material. They've also always felt good. Of course, this one was always a little bit better because the fit as well. But honestly, the material is one of the big reasons. And I also do love this material in sports bras because they've done lots of sports bras in this as well. So it is, overall the material for sure too. And I would say it's their best-selling material, their most used material as well. The Nubre fabric, made from 74% nylon and 26% spandex. It is double brushed, so super, super, super soft. I don't know if you can see it, but very, very soft and brushed. Is not prone to pilling super easily, but I've definitely leggings that I've worn for 50, 60, 70 times. Yes, there is some pilling eventually. And I think that's just very normal. It happens when you use something so much. So I wouldn't be, I'm not too shocked about that. But they've done the butter fabric, for example, which is also really, really soft and lightweight. But that one pilled so fast for me. So it's not a situation like that. It's with extensive use, yes, you'll be able to see some use, some signs of usage. The pilling is essentially just a sign of usage, right? And you have to use it extensively, at least for me, to see that. And with the sports bras, I honestly never see it too much. It's mainly with the leggings between the thighs where you do thigh rubbing. My jeans also do break there at some point, right? And around the butt cheeks, kind of. But anyway, so Legacy leggings are ultra high-waisted, which I love. We have no front seam, no top seam, on all the, or no front seam is on all the Buffbunny collection leggings now. The top seam depends. Performance leggings have them sometimes. And we have this triple seam glute detailing, which I also really, really love. Also helps to prevent that lower back and the back gaping there. Buffbunny collection logo. And yeah, proper seam in the back. And there's also side seam detailing on these. So we have a side seam going all the way down and then splitting up around the knee and then continuing all the way down. But yeah, the fabric, so soft, so brushed, feels so good. And then when you put these on, they generally do feel they're hugging the body in all the right places. Same with the sports bras, by the way. It has medium compression. So even with the sports bras, you get a good amount of support generally as well. And with the leggings, it's also, like I said, medium compression. It just feels like you're hugged in the right ways. You're kind of tucked in It is not too tight, and you can just move. They don't really move around when you move. Yes, you'll be able to see some sweat, but it also is quick drying. And overall, like, these always feel super comfy. Like, I barely have to adjust them when I do my workouts. That's why I reach for them a lot as well, just because of how they feel on, you know? It's like, it's really good. So I would say, let's see these on. All right, these leggings are definitely a dream. I'm so nicely tucked in. The fabric feels amazing. Like, it's not like the super naked feel where it's like, oh, you don't feel it at all, but like, it's basically like that, but just, you still feel like somewhat covered, and you feel like the medium compression, you know, like a little bit, you're tucked in and you're hugged. It's not just, because I feel like a lot of like the leggings that are very naked feel there, like, yes, they feel like there's nothing there, but then there's also zero compression. I do like a little bit of compression. I want to be a little bit tucked in, right? And this is basically giving you that naked feel, but with a bit more compression, with feeling a bit more tucked in. And of course, not everyone wants that, but like I want that. We do have an ultra high waist here, no front seam, no top seam. I was like, no front seam, no top seam. No, this is the top seam, this is the front seam. If they were there, they would be there, right? And then we do have the side seam detailing here, goes all the way down around a little bit above the knee. It splits up into two and goes down 7/8 length on me. And then in the back, we have this very, very flattering triple seam glute detailing here in the back, which I really, really like. Keeps them nicely tucked in, hugs you a little bit more in the waist as well. But yeah, anyway, this material is a dream. It really tucks you in. I will also say that I usually struggle with like finding things that are the right amount of compression around the waist and around this area, because this is where I have the bigger sizes, where I have the smaller size. However, with the Legacy leggings, it always works for me when I size down for in between. So I go with my smaller size, I go with my waist size. And this here still fits very well because they do have stretch. They do have like, and it doesn't feel too compressive here. It's still like a good amount of compression. But like basically I like that I don't feel like I have to sacrifice a good fit in one area to get the better fit in the other, right? So this also works very well. And I think the Nubre fabric just has that feel to it, just has that amount of stretch, that amount of compression where it kind of is like a good mix of everything. And then, yeah, it's just so soft, like so soft. Again, yes, when you work out and you sweat a lot, you'll be able to see some sweat, but it just dries pretty quickly. And honestly, I don't feel like we should be ashamed of like sweat marks or something, because we work hard. So this is what happens, right? And yeah, I don't know, like it just fits so well. Like this is always like a nice hug. And yeah, I just don't have to adjust them. They stay in place. The material is just top notch. And yeah, let's just move on and let's discover more leggings, more materials, more fabrics. And yeah, let's just do it. Let's move on. Next up, we have the Petula Sierra leggings. I don't think it's called the Sierra fabric, but that's just what I'm going to call it right now. And that fabric is in some ways similar to the fabric, to the Nubre fabric from Buffbunny collection, from the Legacy leggings, but it does have a slightly different feel to it. This feels a little bit thicker. I feel like it has a little bit more stretch, so it's a little bit less compressive, although it is thicker. But it's still like super, super soft and brushed. So again, also very double brushed for sure, made from 80% polyester and 20% spandex, so slightly different composition here. And yeah, the Sierra leggings are also some of my favorites because, you know, of the fabric for sure. I feel like Petula experiments a little bit more with their fabrics for bottoms. I also do like their bare fabric, but I prefer this one because the bare fabric I would never wear for a HIIT workout. This I feel like I could still do. Yes, it's a little bit thicker than, you know, you're gonna sweat a little bit more, but like this stays in place, no problem. And it doesn't feel cottony because the bare fabric always feels a little cottony, which I don't always like. This, on the other hand, like, yeah, just, you know, brushed, soft, feels like a good workout material. These also hug you in all the right places. And yeah, like I said, it's more light to medium compression. The Buffbunny collection, lacy leggings with the Nubre fabric was more like medium compression. These are definitely a little bit lighter on that compression scale. They're high-waisted leggings here, the Sierra leggings, with a waistband, no top seam, no front seam, and then in the back we have slightly curved glute seams here, a tone-on-tone silicone logo, and yeah, they're just good, you know, accentuate the glutes a little bit, but not too much. And it's a very simple legging. We also do not have a side seam here. So if you're not a fan of side seam detailing, this could be for you. Yeah, the glute contour or the glute seam here is not too extreme. It's like really just like a good basic legging. And yeah, again, material is soft. It's a little thicker though. So just be aware, maybe not like the thing you'd be reaching for when it's like 30 degrees Celsius outside, although I'd still do that probably. Or maybe the shorts for these because they also do them in shorts. But overall, like this is like such a soft brushed material. And yeah, just hugs you in all the right places. That's all I can say about this, right? Like that's what I like. That's why I like a lot of the like kind of soft brush materials, because I always feel like they feel so soft against the skin as well. So I'm more of a fan of soft and brushed than of sleek materials, although they can also be super soft, right? Sleek materials can be really soft, but it's just like a little bit cooler then. And I don't know, I just feel a little bit more hugged by these types of materials. And yeah, I find myself reaching for the Sierra leggings a lot. I kind of need to buy more colors because I only have this color and a light blue. And I like to reach for these because they just feel so good. And I always know it's going to be like a nice hug and I don't have to adjust them for a workout. So yeah. Anyway, let's see these on. Okay, yes, so these Sierra leggings also top notch. I like the feel of the fabric. We do have a high waist here, not as ultra high waisted as the Buffbunny collection leggings, but high waisted enough. No top seam, no front seam. And then in the back, it's a little bit simpler because we do have just a V here. And then you do have a seam that goes a little bit more in between the glutes. So it's not a scrunch, but it is kind of like a thicker seam in there. And it doesn't feel uncomfortable. Like I can still squat and everything, and it doesn't feel uncomfortable. It just goes in between the cheeks a little bit more. So it's a little bit, I don't even know how to say what they did, but like it's there. And it's not like, it doesn't look like a butt hole or whatever, right? It's not a proper booty scrunch. It's just there to accentuate the cheeks a little bit, but like not to be like overly obvious or anything. But yes, the material, really, really good, very soft. I will say this feels a little bit, compared to the Buffbunny collection leggings, there's a lot of similarities, but there's a few things I don't like as much. Like it doesn't feel as, like it feels a little bit, I don't want to say rough because it's not rough, it's still very soft, but like more grainy in a way. I don't know if it makes sense. Like if you were to feel the two fabrics side by side, I feel like this feels a little bit more grainy. And this is on a very high level, still super soft, like I said, but like something is a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit grainier. You have to just live with that. Otherwise, these leggings are, like, I just feel nicely hugged again. I also do have these in a small, and then I feel like a little bit more hugged also in the waist, because now I feel like, you know, there's a little bit extra space here, but that is also the sizing. But I still feel like nicely hugged, and there's still no gaping, even though I feel like there's not a ton of compression in the waist. So yeah, if you're in between sizes, you could go either way depending on your preference, if you like a little bit more compressive or a little bit less compressive, basically. I don't think you can go wrong with any size there. But overall, like the fabric still hugs you. It is definitely just a light compression now, but it's still not like some of those like really thin naked feel ones where you can't feel anything. I still feel like I'm wearing something which I like. Again, I like that, but it's not restrictive or anything, right? Like there's no restriction, nothing. And I also don't really have to adjust these. They stay in place. Again, you might be able to see some sweat. Like it's not 100% like sweat proof or anything, but I don't think a lot of activewear is. Lengthwise, these could be a tad longer. These are supposed to be a 26-inch inseam. I feel like they fit a little bit more like a 25, but you can also generally get these in a 28-inch inseam if you're a little taller. So they generally do have 3 inseams you can pick from for their most popular leggings. There's 23, 26, and 28. So you can always find something that will be okay for you. And yeah, overall fabric is just really, really good. It's very soft. Again, not as good as the Buffbunny collection Nubre fabric, but it's there. And if you're looking for like a simpler legging, because you feel like the Buffbunny collection leggings has too much detailing, this could be a good alternative for you. Price-wise, they are very similar, so it's not like you can decide based on that. It's just, you know, colors, or if you want a simpler fit, or if you like this kind of like a little bit more glute separation here in the back due to the seam. But it's not a scrunch, you know, that's what I like because I don't like a scrunch too much. But yeah, these are also really good. I also like the color a lot, not generally something I reach for, but since I've had these, I've reached for it a lot. So yeah, let's move on. Last but not least, I'm showing you this ribbed material. These are the ribbed seamless tights from Amen Sportswear, Swedish brand. And I also have a ton of colors in these. And there's a reason for that. So these leggings are ribbed, and I like a good ribbed texture on a legging. It doesn't necessarily have to be a seamless legging like this one. I also do have some Buffbunny collection Material Girl ribbed seamless ribbed leggings. But I prefer this. And I just like a good ribbed texture because I like to feel the texture, you know, like it just feels good. I don't know. It's something about it like that, you know, I like a lot. And then these ribbed leggings from Amen are just like a notch up above all the others because the material feels so good and it is so stretchy. And you still have this nice wide ribbed waistband that keeps you tucked in just the right amount. So you have the right amount of compression in this waistband. And this part here is so stretchy, so comfy. It's amazing. These are made from 92% polyamide and 8% elastane, which is kind of their standard composition for all their seamless fabrics. And a lot of, you know, they also do have the shape seamless, which I think is really, really soft. I like that one too, but I like to feel the texture of the ribbed material. So if you also are like a fan of textures, then I can highly recommend these leggings, or like any ribbed leggings I think are just doing it for me. It's just like, I don't know, I just like it. But yeah, we have a wide ribbed waistband here. It has some stretch, but it's definitely a little bit more compressive than the rest of the leggings. No front seam. And then also no side seam detailing, right? We just have like the ribbed part. You can see how stretchy this is in this direction. And then there's also stretch in this direction. We have a little metal Amen logo here in the front. And then in the back, which I really, really like as well, is that we do have a V glute seam here, so for the glute contouring, right? And a proper seam in the back as well for the glute separation. Because a lot of times with seamless leggings, there's no seam or there's just a little fake seam, and that's not generally enough to give you a good glute separation. The fake seam is already better than no seam at all. It does a little bit, but this proper seam is just a little bit better. But yeah, I love this ribbed texture. The material feels nice and soft. Has a little bit of this cool to the touch feel as well, but it is still so soft. And yeah, the ribbed texture is just perfect. It feels so good. I don't know, I love it. And these leggings also keep you like nicely tucked in, like I already said, so stretchy, so it like really hugs you nicely without giving you a ton of compression in the leggings or in the legs. And then the waistband just keeps you tucked in well. There's no need to adjust. It just feels like a good hug, and that's what I want. Let's see these on. Another good color, another good legging. And yeah, this is just such a good fit. I will say the fit of these ribbed seamless tights has changed over time, because I do have some from like the very, very, very beginning of Eamon. Well, not the very, very, very beginning, but the very beginning, kind of. And I feel like they've definitely improved the fit. So if you have some from like, let it be 6 years ago or something, and you're like, oh, I didn't like the fit, I felt it was like too compressive and not like hugging stretchy enough, you should try again. They have improved. I still find them compressive enough in the waist, but like not to the point where it was like just spilling things, you know, and like it just has gotten a little bit better. Yeah, so this is the sea color from last year. You can really see we have this really wide ribbed waistband. It does give you some compression, but never too much. But yeah, you also get some in the lower tummy area here. Eamon logo there, by the way. No front seam. And I always feel like it dips a little bit lower in the front here. I guess you could kind of pull it up a little bit higher. But that's just kind of how it fits on me. And it's like not super low, right? My belly button is still down there, so it's not like it's dipping into like mid-waisted territory, exactly. Not high-waisted territory, but the mid-waist, and not low-rise, right? But mid, whatever, you know that, the medium rise. And then in the back, something that Eamon does really, really good, even though it's seamless, right? You do have the proper like V glute detailing here. You do have a proper seam in the back for glute separation, and the seams sit nice and high on top of the glutes. So really, really good for the glutes as well. We don't have any side seam detailing, but you can see we do have all this ribbed texture here, different texture on the waistband than in the main part of the leggings. Makes sense, I think. Lengthwise, these are a tad shorter than 7/8 length on me, but they also still have petite options. So if you're really short, there you go. And it's also not super tight around here, so if you're a little bit taller, they wouldn't cut into your legs, I think. But yes, I love the texture. It's always nice to just feel some texture. I don't know, I just like it. I like to feel it. I like how I'm getting hugged. I like how I have more compression here due to the waistband being a little bit more of a tighter netted bit, basically. And I like how I just have all the stretch here. And I think that's like one of the advantages also of like seamless leggings, that, you know, the waistband is usually made up of like way more compressive material than the main part. And then you can kind of have that difference a little bit more than with non-seamless leggings. Yeah, so I like it here for sure. I also do like all the detailing, like the glute accentuation without being overly like booty scrunchy or whatever. But the fabric itself with this ribbed texture is just really, really good. It's very comfy, it's nice. I feel like I would reach for this for any type of workout. Again, you will be able to see some sweat, yes, but it will dry quickly as well. And I feel like these are a little bit thinner maybe than the other leggings we've seen. And of course not brushed because it is a seamless material. So these also feel maybe a little bit more breathable, you know, than the others. So just keep that in mind if that's something that's important to you. But yeah, I just love these, super comfy. Would also totally wear these for lounging, honestly, even though I'm a little bit more compressed here in the waist. I don't have a problem with that. And overall, these are just really nice. Yeah, I love the rib texture. Let's move on. it's conclusion time. Yeah, I showed you my top 3 favorite materials, fabrics. We do have the Buffbunny Collection Nubre fabric. We do have the Sierra legging fabric from Petula and the ribbed seamless fabric here from Aim Sportswear. I also tried to pick a few fun colors so it looks nice. You know, it's a good look for you guys. And yeah, let me know if you've tried any of these 3 leggings before. Like I said, I highly recommend these. If you're also a fan of, you know, being nicely hugged, being super functional, like kind of soft, maybe having some texture like the ribbed seamless leggings here. Yeah, do let me know, because yeah, I think these are kind of my top 3, the ones that I go for, also just for the feel and not always just for the color, right? So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this was helpful. Let me know of any other legging or like just activewear materials that you absolutely love that I need to try. Or maybe I have them in my closet and I just haven't given them enough attention. It's always possible. But yeah, do let me know. You can drop a comment down below. And yeah, if you have any feedback, any suggestions, again, drop a comment down below. And I'll get back to you as soon as I can, which is not as soon as I'd like to now, recently. But I'll get back to it. Yes, if you have anything you want to let me know, again, drop a comment down below. You can also follow me on Instagram, DM me there, but I'm more likely to see your comments here on YouTube. So if there's ever anything, let me know down below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!